Okay, good morning to all of you. So today in this class we'll see about what is traceability and why this traceability is going to be used here. Okay. So coming to the ISO definition of traceability. So traceability means it is a capability to trace something. Okay. So coming to the definition, according to the vocabulary in metrology, measurement traceability is defined as the property of the result of a measurement or the value of a standard whereby it can be related to stated references, usually national or international standards, through an unbroken chain of comparisons. All have stated. So this is the definition given by the metrology. Metrology means it is the branch of science which deals with the measurement here. Okay, logy means to study, metro means to measure. So it is a branch of science which deals with the measurement. So we can understand this definition by taking an example. Okay, so here just you see this traceability ladder. So in this traceability ladder we are going to be taking the four elements here. So first one is the element to be calibrated, laboratory standard, transfer standard and ultimate standard. So here we are going to be framing all these elements from bottom to top. So generally the element at the bottom will be having low accuracy compared to the element at the top. Okay, so here all the accuracies of all the four elements will be increasing if you go to top here. So in this case we are going to be taking the element to be calibrated as the pressure transducer. We are taking the pressure transducer as the element to be calibrated. Okay, so this pressure transducer is used for measuring the pressure, so converting the pressure into some suitable electrical quantity. Okay, so here this pressure transducer is going to be compared with the result obtained from the laboratory standard. So in this case the laboratory standard used is the standard pressure gauge. So here also we are going to be applying the same pressure to the laboratory standard, that is standard pressure gauge, and getting some result. So that result is going to be compared with the result obtained from the pressure transducer. Okay, so similarly again we are applying the same pressure to the transfer standard, that is dead weight tester. So this dead weight tester is giving some result. So again this result is going to be compared with the result obtained from the pressure transducer. Okay, so finally the same pressure is going to be measured by using the ultimate standard, that is NPL pressure balance. So here also we will be getting some result here. So in all the three cases, that is the pressure obtained from the pressure transducer is compared with the result of the laboratory standard and the transfer standard and the ultimate standard. So by comparing with all the three standards we are going to be estimating whether the result obtained from the pressure transducer is the correct or not. Okay, so that is called as a traceability. We are going to be tracing the result of the pressure transducer with the laboratory, transfer standards and ultimate standards. Okay, so in simple terms we can say that the metrological traceability is a direct link between a result of a measurement made in the field and the result of the best possible measurement made in the calibration laboratory. That is in the field we are using this pressure transducer. So what is the result obtained from the pressure transducer? That is going to be compared with the best possible measurements made in the calibration laboratory. Okay, so that is we are comparing with the laboratory standards, transfer standards and the ultimate standards. So that is called as a traceability. That is we are going to be tracing the results of the instruments which are used in the field. Okay, so that is a definition given here. The property of the result of a measurement or the value of a standard whereby it can be related to the stated references. So references means here we are using the international standards, primary standards, secondary standards and the working standards as the reference. Usually national or international standards through an unbroken chain of comparisons. All have stated. Okay. So this is called as a traceability pyramid. So in this traceability pyramid we are using BIPM. So BIPM is, it is called as the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. Next, NMI, National Meteorological Institutes, or RIC, Regional Instrument Centers. So these NMI or RIC will be calibrating the some of the laboratories here. So those laboratories are called as the accredited calibration laboratories here. So in those laboratories only we are going to be performing the calibration, testing and traceability. And NMHS, this stands for National Hydrological Meteorology Studies. Okay, and then field instruments. So if you go to the calibration, so in the calibration process we are going to be calibrating these field instruments, taking the calibration laboratory as the reference, and these calibration laboratories are going to be calibrated taking the NMI or regional instrument centers as the standard, and these regional instrument centers are calibrated by taking the standards as International Bureau of Weights and Measures as reference here. So similarly, if you take the previous standards like international standards, primary standards, secondary standards and working standards, so the working standards are calibrated with respect to secondary are going to be calibrated with respect to primary, and primary are going to be calibrated with respect to international. So that is a process of calibration if you take the standards. So the same process is going to be taken here also. Okay. So the calibration process will be taken from the top to bottom of the period. So if you take the traceability will be taking place from bottom to top. That is, if you take the field instruments like pressure transducers which are used in the field, so the output of the pressure transducers are going to be compared with the output of the instruments that are going to be obtained from the calibration laboratory. And again, the output of the instruments which are obtained from the calibration laboratory are again compared with the instruments which are going to be obtained from NMI or RIC. Okay. So similarly, the same outputs of NMI or RIC are going to be compared with the outputs from the BIPM, that is International Bureau of Weights and Measures. So these field instrument outputs are going to be compared with the instruments that are used in calibration laboratory, national metrology institutes or regional instrument centers or International Bureau of Weights and Measures. So in all those institutes we are going to be using some instruments. So the outputs of all those instruments are going to be compared with the outputs of the field instruments. So finally we can say that the output of the field instrument is same as that of the outputs obtained from the previous instruments. Then these field instruments are more accurate. We can use these field instruments in any way. Okay. So here the traceability chain is a series of comparisons between the device under test to the reference. So the final comparison in the chain is made using the International System Units as the reference here. So each comparison is the link in the chain. We are comparing the field instrument outputs with the calibration laboratory instrument outputs. Again comparing with the regional instrument center outputs. So that is called as each comparison is the link in the chain. So the uncertainty in each comparison or link must be known and documented. Suppose if you are comparing the output of this field instrument with that of the calibration laboratory outputs, if you are going to be getting some uncertainty, that is if you are getting some error between the field instrument output and the calibration laboratory output, then we are going to be recording that uncertainty. So similarly, recording the uncertainty between NMI and calibration laboratory, BIPM and NMI also. So based upon that uncertainty, we are going to be making some changes in the field instruments. So by making some changes, we are going to be making that uncertainty to be 0. Then the outputs of these field instruments will be the same as that of the calibration laboratory, NMI or BIPM. So the traceability chain is a series of comparisons between the device under test to the reference. The final comparison in the chain is made using the International System Units as the reference here. So in the previous traceability pyramid, we are going to be using some abbreviated names. So the expansion of those abbreviated names are BIPM. It is also called as the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. or Bureau International Points at Measures, DES. Okay. NMI stands for National Metrology Institute. So calibration laboratories accredited in accordance to the international standard ISO IEC 17025. So it is called as an international standard which is used for calibrating the all the laboratories here, calibration laboratories. So in these laboratories only we are performing the testing, calibration and traceability. Okay. So coming to ISO IEC 17025. So it is the international standard which gives the requirements for the competence. So competence means for the ability of testing and calibration laboratories here. So if we take any laboratory, so if you want to perform some testing, calibration or traceability of any measurement, there should be some requirements for that laboratories here. So those requirements are going to be satisfied by those laboratories. Then only we can perform any testing, calibration or traceability. So all the laboratories which are going to be satisfying those requirements, then those laboratories are going to be accredited by the NMI. Okay. So after accreditation, we are going to be giving this standard for those laboratories here. ISO IEC 17025. So if this standard is going to be maintained by the laboratory, then we can say that that laboratory is able to perform calibration, testing and traceability. Okay. So the WMO means World Meteorological Organization, through its regional associations has established regional instrument centers in each region. So in the world we'll be having different regions like countries like India, America, Russia. So in each country this WMO, World Meteorological Organization, is going to be organizing some regional instrument centers. So in our India, the regional instrument center is the National Physical Laboratory, NPL. NPL is taken as the regional instrument center in our India. So similarly, if you take America, there it will be having the NBS, National Bureau of Standards. So those will be acting like a regional instrument centers. So these regional instrument centers are responsible for performing the calibration, testing and tracing the results of the instruments in the particular region or the country. Okay. So and then NMHS stands for National Meteorological and Hydrological Services here. Okay. So this is the traceability ladder we had seen. So in this traceability ladder, just we are going to be comparing the results of the pressure transducer with that of the results of the standard pressure gauge, deadweight tester, NPL pressure balance. So in this traceability ladder, so just we are going to be linking or comparing all these results here. So this NPL pressure balance output is more accurate compared to the result of that of the pressure transducer. Okay. So generally this standard pressure gauge will be having somewhat less accurate, and this deadweight tester also is having somewhat less accurate compared to the NPL pressure balance. Okay. So in simple we can say that just the results of the pressure transducer are going to be compared with the results of the standard pressure gauge, deadweight tester and NPL pressure balance. So by comparing, we are going to be estimating if there is any uncertainty in the pressure transducer or not. So getting some uncertainty means we have to make that uncertainty to 0. So this is the traceability ladder for length. So measuring the length. So here the bottom will be taken as the measurement of workpiece. Just we are going to be measuring that workpiece here. So after measurement of workpiece, we are going to be testing the result with that of the calibration of gauges and measuring equipment. Okay. So these gauges are going to be placed in BCS. BCS means British Calibration Service or industry. So in that industry, we are going to be placing some calibration instruments. So for those calibration instruments, giving the same measurement of workpiece as the input, then we are going to be comparing the result with that of the instruments which are going to be used in the field. Okay. And again the outputs of this BCS or industry is compared with that of the comparative or calibration of working quality length standards. and these results are compared with the NPL or BCS or industry results here, and again these are compared with the wavelength of the secondary laser sources. So finally these outputs are going to be compared with that of the wavelength of 633 nanometers radiation of helium neon laser. So it is acting like a international standard. So International Bureau of Weights and Measures is giving this standard here. So this one will be having more accuracy compared to all the remaining standards here. Okay, and this is a traceability ladder for MOS. So the bottom level here means we are using some field instruments for measuring this MOS. So the output of those field instruments are going to be compared with the remaining standards here. So at the top, the international kilogram will be having more accuracy compared to that of the field instruments. That is, the accuracy is 3 in 10 to the power of 11. So if you take the remaining one, it will be having some accuracy of 1 in 10 to the power of 4, 1 in 10 to the power of 6 in this way. Okay. So why we have to perform the metrological traceability here? So the key benefits of metrological traceability are, so ensuring metrological traceability enables full confidence to be held in the truth of the measurement results. So if you compare the results of the field instruments with that of the previous standards taken as the reference, so if the outputs of the field instruments are the same as that of the outputs of the standard instruments, then we can say that the result of the field instruments are the best. Okay, so disaster risk reduction, climate change mitigation, advice for policy developers, human health and safety, and property protection. Okay, so all this will be overcome by using the metrological traceability. So lack of metrological traceability of any measurement results sacrifice the above benefits and reduces the confidence in the accuracy of our analysis and predictions. So these are the key benefits of any metrological traceability. Okay, okay, thank you.